ahead and get started. And we'll call to order our April 11th, 2024 meeting. And commissioners, thank you for coming. Hopefully we'll dry out from the rain in the next day or so. The weather's looking a lot better than it's been. So, all right. So, commissioners, the first order of business is to adopt the agenda, and the agenda was posted beforehand and sent out. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda? There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and the agenda is adopted. Next is item C, which is the approval of the minutes. And that's the March 28th, 2024 minutes, and those were also sent out earlier. And there's a motion to adopt and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and the minutes are adopted. Now we are on to item D, which is the recognition of the council members. I did not. Director, I don't see any council members. All right. Maybe some former council members. I always see formers here, including you, Commissioner.
How about you?
Oh, I was a council member. There's a lot of former council members, but, we have one, our council member, our planning commission. So, Councilor Gamble, we always appreciate you coming down and representing us on the council. All right, so now we are seeing no council members. We are on to item E, which is items for deferral withdrawal, and I believe Amelia is going to take us through that. Amelia, you're recognized.
I am. Okay. So items for deferral or withdrawal on tonight's agenda. Starting on page 3, item number 1, 2023 CP 003005, Bordeaux, Whites Creek, Haynes Trinity Community Plan Amendment. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. On page 4 of your agenda, item number 3, 2023 S197001, Vaughn Subdivision. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. Item number 4, 2024 S025001, Madison Station. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. Item number 5, 2024 S031001, Gillick Street. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. Item number 6, 2024 S033001, Batson Selma. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. Item number 7, 14570P001, Bellevue Retail PUD Amendment. Staff recommendation is deferred to April 25th. On page 5 of your agenda, item number 10, 2024 S010001, Bellaterra. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. Item number 11, 2024 S042001, Michael Armistead property. Staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting. And lastly, on page 6, item number 14, 2024 Z040PR001, staff recommendation is deferred to the April 25th meeting.
Thank you, Amelia. And so, commissioners, and Amelia, make sure I get these straight, that these are the items for deferral withdrawal. And these are the following. Items number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, and 14. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, commissioners, you've heard the items for deferral withdrawal. Is there a motion? There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and those items are deferred or withdrawn. Next, we are on to item F of the agenda, which is the consent agenda, and these particular items will be passed all together at one time. And Amelia, you're going to take us through those, right?
Yes, so items on the consent agenda tonight. I will read through the items that had been identified on the tentative consent agenda and ask if anyone is here in opposition for these items. If so, please raise your hand, and if someone is in opposition, the items will be presented. If no one is in opposition to the item, it will be placed on the consent agenda. As noticed to the public, items on the consent agenda will be voted on at a single time. No individual public hearing will be held, nor will the commission debate these items unless a member of the audience or the commission requests that the item be removed from the consent agenda. Starting on page 3, item number 2, 2014 SP 050002, 4214 Central Pike Amendment. Is anyone here in opposition to this item? This item will be on the consent agenda. On page 5 of your agenda, item number 8, 2018 S188003, Parks at Cane Ridge, Phase 1B. Is anyone here in opposition to this item? This item will be on the consent agenda. Item number 9, 2023 S078001, Percy Priest Woods. Is anyone here in opposition to this item? This item will be on the consent agenda. Item number 12, 2024 Z038PR001, a rezone along Manchester Avenue. Is anyone here in opposition to this item? This item will be on the consent agenda. And lastly, on page 6, item number 13, 2024 Z039PR001. This is a request to rezone along Woodfolk Avenue. Is anyone here in opposition to this item? This item will be on the consent agenda. So now I'll go through and read all of the items on the consent agenda with the full caption. As information for our audience, if you are not satisfied with the decision made by the Planning Commission today, you may appeal the decision by petitioning for a writ of cert with the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court. Your appeal must be filed within 60 days of the date of entry of the Planning Commission's decision. To ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements have been met, please be advised that you should contact independent legal counsel. So, items on our consent agenda tonight. Item number 2, 2014 SP 050002, 4214 Central Pike Amendment. This is a request to amend a specific plan for properties along Central Pike to permit 320 multifamily residential units. Staff recommendation is to approve with conditions and disapprove without all conditions. On page 5 of your agenda, item number 8, 2018 S188003, Parks at Cane Ridge, Phase 1B. This is a request for a final plat approval to create 45 lots for properties along Cane Ridge Road. Staff recommendation is to approve with conditions. Item number 9, 2023 S078001, Percy Priest Woods. This is a request to amend a previously recorded plat located along Pleasant View Drive. Staff recommendation is to approve with conditions. Item number 12, 2024 Z038PR001. This is a request to rezone from RS10 to R10 for property at 1811 Manchester. Staff recommendation is to approve. And item number 13, 2024 Z039PR001. This is a request to rezone from R8 to IWD for property at 421 Woodfolk. Staff recommendation is to approve. And under item H, other business, number 18, to accept the director's report and approve administrative items.
Thank you, Amelia. And so commissioners and Amelia, make sure we get these correct. These are the items to all be passed on the consent agenda. Items number 2, 8, 9, 12, and 13. Is that correct?
Also 18.
Oh, and 18. Thank you. Everybody's always keeping me straight. That's good. Especially the vice chair. She keeps me straight a lot. All right. So these are the items to be passed on the consent agenda at one time. Items number 2, 8, 9, 12, 13, and 18. Is that correct, Amelia?
That's correct.
All right. Commissioners, you've heard the items to be passed on the consent agenda. Is there a motion? There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and the consent agenda is adopted. And so we are not considering any items on public hearing because we have already gone through all those. And so we are now into other business, which is item H and item 15. Mr. Smith, Commissioner Smith on historic.
Our meeting's next week, so right now we're just carrying on with business.
Thank you for your service to the Historic Commission. Next is flashing, but we're almost finished. Next is Parks, 16. Commissioner Henley's not here. Executive Committee. Vice Chair, we don't have anything unless... All right, Director.
Okay. I'll just share with you that we're like for those of you who were here maybe 2 years ago, our whole system crashed. We had to end the meeting. I think because we're not holding items here, I'll share. You notice some of our great staff team are absent today. They are in New York for the Urban Land Institute conference, which had some really interesting topics of discussion around housing, around engaging our transit system with our housing. In New York, it's a great place to look at that. I will be in Minneapolis this weekend meeting with my peers from the 25 largest cities in the country, and the items that we're going to be talking about are housing as well as AI and how we think about that in our planning work. And so I'm anxious to come back and tell you whether there are perhaps departments in other cities that have computers writing their staff reports. We are a really long way from doing that. But anyway, I just want to thank the team here for covering in Lisa's absence. They've done a great job.
Thank you. And I believe it's very important for us to have professional training and conferences. It's a big part of the team and knowing what we do versus other cities. So thank you for doing that, Director. And thank you for always building up the staff team. All right.
Chair. Sorry. Yes. So our American Planning Association chooses one city each year, and that is the city. And they have done a lot of really interesting work, and so we'll be learning about what they're doing, and then also meeting with our peers and talking about issues. Oh, it's a joke. I was taking you seriously. Chairman, it won't shut up.
I know.
I'm just gonna...
Councilor Gamble. We are the last one, Councilor Gamble. All right.
Yeah, usually after those are the two largest conferences. Usually once those are finished, we'll distill up some of the bigger picture issues and things we think are relevant here, and we'll find a way to report back, maybe at a work session or potentially here as well. That'd be great, yeah.
Great question. Next is just a reminder, April 25th is the next commission meeting, and then May 9th is the second. And is there a motion to adjourn? We're adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.